never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me. Yeah, wait, I think I'll last a bit.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Hopefully everybody had a great, wonderful weekend. Let's go ahead and kick off our Monday and kick off the brand new week by talking about some of the things that have happened in the sports world in the last few days. The first thing is the Braves right now are playing tremendous baseball. They actually have a 7-game lead in the division, and I know it's really early, so none of that really matters. But if you're a Braves fan, you know the Braves are notorious for starting out slow, and then after the All-Star break, they start playing good. So if the Braves play good after the All-Star break, and they're playing good right now, they may win the division by 15 or 20 games, which I would be perfectly okay with. But they are saying that Max Fried is not a sure thing for his next start, so we got to sit back and wait and see where that goes. But the 7-game lead is over the Marlins and the Mets, who are both 1 game below 500 at 17 and 18. The Mets, for whatever reason, are just not playing very good baseball at all right now. Thank God the Braves sent Vaughn Grissom back down to AAA with Gwinnett. If Vaughn Grissom has a future with the Atlanta Braves, it's going to be in left field. He is not cut out to be a shortstop. His range is not very good. He makes way too many errors. He will never be a big league shortstop with the Braves. So either they trade him or he transitions to left field, but shortstop is not the answer. Marcell Ozuna is slowly starting to heat up. His batting average is still only like 150, but last week at this time it was like .85. So to be at 150 is not bad, but he also has 6 home runs, 4 in the past week. So as long as he continues to hit with power like that, and he has 20, 25 home runs, nobody's going to care how low his batting average is. But the Braves are off tonight, and they have a 2-game series with the surprising Boston Red Sox tomorrow night. And Wednesday night, the Red Sox going into the year were supposed to be pretty bad because they have no pitching at all. But so far this year, they're playing some pretty dadgum good baseball. And in case you have not heard about the new college football format that starts in 2024, when we go to 12 teams, they released it, I believe it was Wednesday of last week. The first round of the playoffs will start December the 20th, and it will go for 2 days on the 20th and 21st. And then the quarterfinal round will be on New Year's Day. And then the semifinals will be January 9th and 10th. And then the national championship game will be on January the 20th, which is about 2 weeks later than what it normally is. But they're trying to have the 12 team playoff and still give each team time between the games, but still not try to compete with the NFL too much, because it's going to look bad when you have a college football playoff game that's on TV at the same time as the NFL regular season game, and the NFL is going to have quadruple the TV viewership. So they're trying to figure out how to do it. And that's why, if you look at it, I believe they have either a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night playoff game. And I don't like that at all. It's too hard for folks to watch it because most folks have to work the next morning. And you know the football game starts at 8. It's not going to start till 8:20. And it's going to go till about midnight Eastern. And if you've got to get up the next morning at 5:30 or 6, you either got to sacrifice sleep, or you got to miss work, or you've got to go to bed. And of course, you can watch it later, but a lot of folks don't like doing that because you get up, you go to work the next day, and somebody is going to tell you what happened. Somebody's going to tell you what the score was, and then some people, a lot of people, once they find out what the score was, they don't want to watch it. Me personally, I will, as long as my team wins. I'll go back and watch the game, even if you tell me what the score was, as long as my team won the game. But if you tell me the score and my team lost, I'm not going back and wasting my time seeing my team get beat. Who wants to sit down on the couch to watch the game and you know ahead of time before you start the game that your team is fixing to get beat? And then the WWE announced the 12 wrestlers that will be a part of the WWE World Championship Tournament, which of course culminates at Night of Champions coming up on May the 27th, where they will crown a brand new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And if you want to complain about something, this is something you can complain about. There's 12 guys in the tournament, 6 from Raw and 6 from SmackDown. We have Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and The Miz from Raw. And then we have AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus from SmackDown. Now, if this belt is going to be on Raw, then why do you have a 12-man tournament and 6 of the guys are on SmackDown? Because if any of those 6 guys wins the tournament, then you've got somebody from SmackDown on Raw, which makes 0 sense since you just had the draft. But if you are going to give the title to somebody on Raw, then why do you put 6 guys from SmackDown in the tournament if you know ahead of time they're not going to win? You should either make it a 6-man tournament with the 6 guys from Raw, or make it a 12-man tournament and find 6 more wrestlers from Raw. Raw has more than 6 male wrestlers. Find 6 more male wrestlers. So if you want to complain about something right now, complain about that, because it makes no sense to have a World Championship tournament when the belt's going to be on Raw, and you take 6 guys that you just put on SmackDown and you put them in the tournament for a belt that's going to be on Raw. NASCAR over the weekend. Saturday night we had the Heart of America 200 from Kansas for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Grant Enfinger comes home with the win, followed by Corey Heim, Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, Ross Chastain, Nick Sanchez, Kyle Busch, Jake Garcia, Taylor Gray, and Tyler Ankrum rounds out the top 10. And then yesterday afternoon, we had the Advent Health 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series from Kansas. Denny Hamlin gets his first win of the year, followed by Kyle Larson, William Byron, Darrell Wallace Jr., Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Tyler Reddick, and Austin Dillon rounds out the top 10. There was a fight after the race between Noah Gragson and Ross Chastain. I wish it would have been more of a fight, but Ross Chastain threw a sucker punch, and about the time Noah Gragson tried to get his shot in, the fight was broken up. But if you do not listen to the podcast that I do every single Monday night with my man Jay, I encourage you to, especially if you're a racing fan or a wrestling fan. But I told him last Monday that I'm getting where I cannot stand Ross Chastain because, first of all, I watch Formula One and I watch IndyCar, so I know that you can race clean and I know that you can pass somebody clean. Kyle Busch said earlier this year that there's no reason for these drivers just to go out and wreck people for no reason. Kyle Busch said if you're a good enough race car driver, you can pass somebody without having to wreck them, and I agree, but I understand to a certain point. If it's 5 laps to go or 10 laps to go and you've got somebody in front of you, I get that to a certain extent. But Ross Chastain will wreck somebody on lap 3, and there's just no sense in that. And it seems like every single week now, he is putting somebody in the wall. And when you get out of the car every week and you say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it. There's no way you're going to make me believe that he is accidentally wrecking somebody every week. He's doing it on purpose. He's getting over aggressive, and there's no sense in it. And I am longing for the day when somebody just punches him right in the mouth. But this upcoming weekend, all 3 NASCAR series will be in action because we are at Darlington. We have the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at Darlington coming up Friday night at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1, and that is actually the name of the race. And then Saturday afternoon, we have the Xfinity Series Shriners Children's 200 at 1:30 on the big Fox. And then Sunday afternoon, we have the Goodyear 400 at 3 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. I've always been a huge fan of Darlington, so I am looking forward to the Mother's Day race for the Cup Series from Darlington. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Once I was kidnapped by mimes. They did unspeakable things to me. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.